大家好，我们是 Jomel， 我是 Sylvia， 然后这是 Neil， 他是资深的移民顾问，也是我的老师。最近呢，很多人在问2025年新的投资移民政策是什么呢？那我们今天很高兴的有机会跟大家分享，跟介绍一下即将在4月1号要开始的新政策哦。
In New Zealand, you have to be licensed in order to give immigration advice to people.
Neil,Why did New Zealand change the investor visa rules?
Well, the basic reason was that the previous rules just didn't work very well at all. They were quite complicated and really not very practical. So it's important for New Zealand to be able to bring in people who have been successful in their own field overseas to bring in new ideas and technologies into the country. Therefore, the government decided to change the rules to increase the investment options for these people and also to remove a very important barrier, which was the fact that there's no English requirement needed anymore.
Wow, there's no English requirement, which is awesome for us as well. So Neil, what are the new rules?
So there are two levels of investment. The first one is called the growth category and the other one is called the balanced category. So let me try and explain the differences between the two. So the amount of money that you have to invest underneath the growth category is $5 million and in the balanced category it's $10 million. Now the investment period, the time that you need to keep the money in New Zealand, is 3 years for the growth category and 5 years for the balanced category. And under both of those there is a requirement to spend a certain number of days inside New Zealand each year. For the growth category that's 21 days over that 3-year period. And for the balanced category it's 105 days over that 5-year period. Okay, so there's quite a difference between the two there. And there are different investment types that you can choose to invest in both categories and we'll go through those in a moment.
Perfect. So just to summarize, the growth category, it is a faster process, lower investment but higher risk and lesser days to spend in New Zealand. And the balanced category, it is more money and time required, lower risk but more days required in New Zealand.
Yeah, that's correct.
Neil, could you please explain a little bit more detail about the investment types?
Yes, sure. I will do so at a high level, purely because I'm an immigration advisor, not a financial advisor. And when you get into the fine detail of the investments, you really do need to be speaking to a qualified financial advisor. But at a high level, in the growth category, there are 2 investment types that you can choose. And both of these have to be approved by the New Zealand Trade and Enterprise Commission. And the first type of those is managed funds, where you give the money to a company who invests it on your behalf. And then the other type there is direct investments. So that's where you are investing directly into a New Zealand company. So that's the growth investments. For the balanced category, there are 4 different types that you can do, and these are a little bit less riskier. The first one of those is stocks and shares. The second one is bonds, which can be issued by the government or by a financial institution, like a bank. You've also got the option of property development, which is where the company is adding new housing or industrial buildings. And the other type is philanthropy, which is where you're donating money to a charity. Now, what I just want to make clear here is that you don't have to choose just one of those funds. You can actually invest in multiple funds there.
So Neil, what about the funds? What format do they need to be in?
Sure. So for the application, the nominated funds need to be either cash in a bank account or an asset which can be sold to realise the cash. When the application is approved, then the funds must then be transferred into New Zealand. So at that point, any of those assets would need to be converted to cash.
And what are the examples of these?
Sure, so an asset could, for example, be a house or some stocks and shares that you hold or a business. So they have to be independently assessed in order to judge the value of those. And that is how you can prove that you've got sufficient money to actually fit the investment category.
So Neil, can the investor's family be part of the application?
Yes, they can actually. So the investor's partner and the dependent children are all able to be included in the application so that they can get residence as well. After the approval stage, if the investor wishes to come into New Zealand to help to get the investments underway, then they are able to apply for a special work visa to come here and they can bring their family with them at that stage as well.
Is there anything else that you'd like to add on?
Yes, there is. As previously mentioned, the investor will need to work with a field of experts such as financial advisors, lawyers and accountants. Now, Jomel works with a panel of these experts, including some of the NZTE approved investment funds.
And how many are there?
There are only 7 of those approved funds. So this puts us into a very good position to be able to coordinate the whole process for the investor.
So just in summary, Jomel, we are committed to looking after the investor and their family when they do arrive into New Zealand. And we have previously successfully assisted in a lot of families to settle in and many other services as well. So if you are interested and you'd like to find out more, do comment below and we will be in touch. Thank you so much.